Hello fishing friends, this is Matthew with Outfishing 13 bringing you another Zebco reel repair video. Today I have something pretty special. What I have here is an old vintage 808. This is a made in the USA model and pretty big heavy duty reel. But anyways, let's get started on this old reel. I'll show you how to service it and well, let's see if we can get it running again. Let's take it apart and see what we got on the inside. And the first thing I notice is we got some spiders that have been living inside here. We'll have to get that cleaned up. That's pretty dirty. That means that reel has been sitting for a long time. Bunch of grime on here. Let's see if we can get this front cone off. Here's another spider sack here. Got all kinds of spider stuff here. Let's see if we can get this off. This could be a challenge. We're gonna have to lube this. See if we can get some penetrating oil down in there. Okay, with a little persuasion and some WD-40, I got the spinner cone off. Look, more spider webs. Okay. All right. Let's take this handle off. I'd already loosened this up. Nice stainless steel nut. Nice stainless steel handle. Looks like we got a brass nose cone here. I don't see any bearings, but it's got a good bushing in there. Let's take this off. Okay, there's that piece there. I think this drag is tightened all the way. Let's loosen it. There we go. Okay, see that? This is a nice spool of stainless steel. Let's see how well built this is. This is stainless steel with like a big brass bushing in the middle that's been pressed in there and swaged in there. So that's pretty nice and heavy duty. That's really nicely built. Okay. And we got this front. This is pretty grungy in here. No spiders down here though. So that's good. We can take this thing off. What we need to do is we need to take and push this down a little bit and push these to the side. There we go. We got one. Just want to let that come out so that spring doesn't come springing off. Okay, so let's look what we got here. We got this little cap, and it's like a little cup, so it needs to go with the cup up. Okay, you got a little spring. All right, let's take this other side off. We'll do the same thing. We'll push down on that a little bit and then just push this to the side. There we go. Then we can take this piece off. And it's the same either way, so it really doesn't matter whether it's this way or this way. So we got this little cup. It goes up. And it goes a certain way too. It's got let me show you if I can get a close up there. It's a little cup, but it's got one little part that's been cut out. That little cut out part goes towards the center. Okay, and then we'll take the spring off here. And then we can take the line brake. We can take line brake off. And we can clean it up. So the way that the drag on this system works is it has this plastic gear here that drives a bigger gear, and then it pushes out in the middle here on the center here. So still a pretty good system. And what it does is it pulls on this lever here, which has a cam on the inside to tighten things up. So that's all that goes, is that far right there. And then this spring right here can let it loose if it needs to. But we don't need to take that apart. It's all riveted together, and so we're just going to leave that alone and work around it. Okay, this center shaft here. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to push down this spring, and then we have to get this little keeper off of there, little snap ring. Let's carefully take this off. There, I got it off. Let's set it in here. I'll take this off, this spring. Take off this little piece. It has a little flat side so you can go right past the gear there. Otherwise you can't take it out. So that goes down like that. It has a spring. There's a little washer here. A little shim washer. So there's this little anti-reverse piece here, and then the gear here. Okay, now that we got that out, that's what we'll do. We'll take this out here. We'll just set it to the side. We got all these little things there that all line up. Then we can take this out because this is really sticky. The grease in this is just so old and yucky. So there we go. Well, let's get this cleaned up and put back together. So there's all the parts and pieces. All right, let's clean this up first. Scrape some of this old grease off first. You know, this is a metal gear, super tough. This probably is stainless steel. I don't see any sign of rust on it at all. And it's been machined and pressed onto this shaft. Let's clean this up. Let's clean up the spool. It's got some old grease on there. But other than that, it's in really good shape. Just a little wiping off will do good. That's the way I wish all of the Zebco spools were made. That's awesome. Let's clean this up. Get rid of this spider web. Gently wipe this out. But it needs to be lubricated the same way. It needs to have grease put in here to keep these things running good. Okay, that's in good shape. So we just need to clean off some little pieces here. Clean this off. Okay, that's that little piece that goes back around the center shaft. Don't want to lose that. We'll take and we'll clean this out with some WD-40. And we'll clean off the rest of this with some WD-40. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go clean up my covers here with nice clean water, and we'll put it together. I'm going to try to clean up these handles some too. Okay, I got that all cleaned up. The insides look great. Now, if this was brand new, this is what the inside of this would have looked like. I mean, the outside, it would have been this nice dark green. But over the years, it's just been exposed to the sunshine so much that it's just faded. So I've got some product here. It's called 303 Aerospace Protectant, and it's supposed to restore lost color and luster. So, all right, so let's get putting this back together, and we'll go in the reverse order. So the first thing to do is to put the main shaft back in there. We're going to put a little bit of grease on it, just a touch, and some oil. Put it back together here. That turns much nicer. Or it wasn't turning hardly at all. Okay, then the next thing we want to do is we want to put this in there. This is the mechanism for the... We need to get all these little things lined up here. Okay. Needs to go all the way down and seat in that little hole right there. Okay, let's make sure that it works. Okay, now that we have that in there and that is working, we can put the center shaft back in. So what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of grease on this center shaft here. And I want to put some oil on it too. Put it back in this way. And then the next thing that goes on here is the gear. There's a flat spot. Needs to go just like that. All right, next we need to put the AntiReverse together. And the way that goes is we've got this little piece here this little piece here. So this goes on there and then on the shaft like so. And it has to fit in this little slot there. Okay. Make sure that fits all the way down in there like that. Then this goes on. And then this spring goes on. Okay. Okay. With that spring on there, this little piece goes on there and that little flat spot goes against the wheel like this. Otherwise you can't get it on there. But once it gets on there it can spin freely. But to come out it has to go like that. Okay. And then we can push this down and we got this little copper washer here. And that's all, and then we got to get that on there. We can't lose that. If we lose that, we're kind of up a creek. So let's get it put on there. Right. And then we'll lube it up. So we'll get onto this really well. With our pliers, push this down. And slip it on there just like that. There we go. That was pretty easy. Okay, now we're going to lube it all up. So we want to put some oil down in here. Get that oiled up good. Okay, now we're going to lube up this gear here with good red grease. Let's put the handle on here and work that grease in. I'm going to put some oil down in here. Okay. And the anti-reverse, it works great. I got it together correctly. So there's it turned off. There's it turned on. All right, the next thing we want to do is we want to put on the brake. Put that on there like so. So we got that on there. I'm actually going to set it on upside down like this so I can work on it. We have these little springs we need to put on first. And then we got these little cups that we got to put on there. And the cup goes up and the little slot right there goes this side. And then you just slide it in there like that. Okay, excellent. That was easy. A little spring, a little cup. There we go. Excellent. Oh, no, not so excellent. It came off. I think we need to bend it just a little bit. Okay. I think when I took it off, I bent it just a little bit. Get the spring on there, and the little cup. There we go. That's on there. Okay. So that's working right. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of oil right there, and right there. Okay, this is all put together now. We can work on the front. Okay, we're going to lube this up with a little bit of grease. We don't need a lot. We're going to put some on there. We're also going to put some grease on here. Okay, and there's this part with the clickers goes down. Okay, now that that's on there, we'll put a little bit of lube right here. Put the snap ring on. There we go. Okay, now we're going to lube this up. Put some lube on here. Put a little bit of oil underneath here and underneath there. Okay. This is ready to go back on. Tighten that on. Okay. Now we're ready to put it back in the case and put the handle on. I'm going to put a little bit of grease down here on this button. Some good red sticky grease. I'm going to put some right here too. I'm going to oil up some places here, put some oil underneath here, put some oil on there. Okay. All right, we're ready to put the back on. Okay. That hole should be down at the bottom when it's all tightened up. Okay, let's put the handle on. I tried my best to clean up this handle, but it's just so old and grungy, you'd have to sand it, you know. We don't want to do that. Okay, let's try it out. The drag works good. Let's tighten it up. Oh yeah, that drag is strong. The line brake works good. The caulk's good. Pickups work good. I don't want to get this all tangled. It looks like it only has about 8-pound test on it, but I'll put some 15 or 17-pound test on there. It'll be nice. But it runs pretty smooth. Let me just take this off and run this line back here. I'll put it right there. Put this back on. But no, it runs very smooth. This is going to be a great reel. Got the AntiReverse. It doesn't have a bite alert, which is a bummer. And it's nice to have the bite alert. Well, there it is. That's the 8th reel. This is the Zebco 808, and you know, for an old reel and looking as terrible as it does, this is really a nice reel. I mean, it's working like new, everybody. This is going to be a great reel. I'm going to enjoy using this. I like old stuff like this, and it's going to work great. It's a little bit noisy as far as the gears are concerned, but everything is internally is in great shape. It just looks bad on the outside. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe by pushing the little button right over there. Thanks, and have a great day, and enjoy your next day on the water or on the beach, and catch some big ones. Bye.